Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday morning show. What a day we have. Now you may be looking at my eyes thinking, oh, Dan looks a little bit tired. Well, that's because I am tired. I have been extremely busy these last couple of weeks, which is why you have not had your Sunday morning show. So get the kettle on, get that coffee going, and let's sit back, relax, and give you a bit of an update as to what I have been up to in the past 3 weeks, which includes the reveal today, later in this video, of my new putting green in the garden. What a day to be out. What a day to be out at Churston Golf Club. Out here again. Just wanted to get out because I wanted to see what Churston is looking like, because the summer very much is here in the UK. We're in June at the end of the day. And some of you probably think that I play golf every day. In fact, most of the people that I speak to think that I play golf every day. Well, I can go weeks, literally weeks without playing golf, as in being on a golf course, playing a few holes, should we say, or even months of competing in events. And I've just had an event at Torquay Golf Club last week. So I haven't played golf since last week. Now, if you want to know how to run a Pro-Am, go and check out the Torquay Pro-Am. It's their flagship event. It is the best Pro-Am that I get to play in. Well, I have done for years. Obviously, I was involved in organising it at one stage, but it is literally their flagship event, and they treat it as that. And they get about 42 teams. I had an absolute, well, not a disaster, because I played actually really quite well. I just couldn't get the ball in the hole. Literally could not get the ball in the hole. Hit about 9 greens, but had about 36 putts, which is very much unlike me. But the greens were too good for me, too fast. Couldn't cope with them, absolutely struggled with them. And once it gets in your head, it gets in your head. But some fantastic news. Scotty Pym, who, as you know, the dog on the channel, him, his dad and his uncle, who play in the event every year. His dad's got a local plumbing business to this area, and they enter it every year, and they won it. I don't know how many times they've won it before, but they won it this year, which was an absolute delight for those guys. But Paul, brother Paul, was their pro for the day, and Paul managed to win the individual as well. So a clean sweep for both Scotty Pym and Paul. Paul shooting 3 under par, which was quite impressive considering how tough those greens actually were on that particular day. But well done to Torquay, well done to Paul, and well done to the Pym family. What is that, 50 yards? Sit down. Oh no, it's got to be 60 yards at least. I know you all like a little tip, and fairway bunker shot is possibly one of the toughest shots that most people suffer with. A lot of people either catch it a little bit thin or certainly a little bit heavy, not getting the ball to the distance that you're looking to try and get it. Now, there's many ways of getting out of a fairway bunker, but this is one that I use, which is particularly good for me personally. I literally move the ball position about half an inch to an inch further back than I would do. In this situation, I've got a 9-iron from about 140 yards. And all I'm trying to do is trying to clip the ball before the sand. That's the objective here. So to do that, I'm just going to grip down the club just a fraction for you. Again, probably just half an inch further down from the butt of the club there. Ball position slightly further back, and then I try and keep my body as rigid as I possibly can, so keeping my legs nice and steady. I don't want to get too much sort of lateral movement or turning on this particular shot, so I kind of keep myself nice and neutral, and it's just a sensation of almost like swinging my arms as I go through the shot. Still want to get through it, but certainly on the way back, just swinging the arms, making sure I don't move off the ball, which then can cause you to catch it a little bit heavy, and still commit through the shot. So just literally that sensation, swing the arms and through. And there we go. Go, 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 go. Oh, you'll see later with the short game area that I've got in the back garden that it's starting to pay off already. Another little update for you though. Paul is heading over to Conway Golf Club this week. So if you're in the area of Conway, which is in North Wales, he's over there defending his PGA championships from last year, up there with Joe the Pro and James Ruth. Be good to see one of them kind of do the business again this year. But ultimately, there's a lot on the line because it's an opportunity for them to qualify also for the PGA Cup team. Now, if you don't know much about the PGA Cup team, well, this is basically the Ryder Cup for club pros. Paul's played in it once in 2015 in America, California. I went over there and caddied. And James played in it once before, I think at Fox Hills over here in the Surrey area. So they're both looking to try and get themselves into the team. They're not quite there, even though Paul won it last year. He's not quite in the team. You have to do really well in the playoffs, but ultimately, I think they get kind of like double points this year. So if they do well in the year of the PGA Cup year, then they get their double points and get themselves into the team if they do well. So good opportunity for Paul and James to get themselves into it, and even Joe the Pro. If Joe the Pro can come steaming through the pack and win the event, then he'll be straight into the team as well. There's also a few captain's picks, so hopefully those boys will do the business and get themselves into the team, because I know that James and Paul would love to play with each other, certainly against the Americans. Does not get much better than that view, does it? I know I always talk about it on the Sunday morning show, but the English Riviera this time of year, there's nowhere else that I want to be, really. Go on, up you go. Just look at that. Just look at it. Look at it. Look at it. So I know you're going to ask, first impressions of the Tacoma 301 MBs, pretty damn good actually. The actual head style itself, I love it when I look down on the ball. It's a little bit squared off on top. When I first got them out of the box, I thought, is that going to offend me a little bit being too flat? I like a little bit more sort of rounding, but actually, when you set it up behind the golf ball out on the golf course, it just looks and feels absolutely fantastic. A little bit almost like sweeter off the sound off the face. I know that sounds a bit strange, but just like a higher pitch off the face than what I'm used to. But I think that's more to do with probably the shaft. They've popped in a KBS Tour 120 stiff for me. Do I like it? Probably not. It's a little bit, feels a bit soft kind of down by the ball as I come into impact. I feel like I've got a little bit of kick in the shaft, which is actually causing the ball possibly just to go up in the air a little bit, because it is launching really quite high, which is not the window that I'm kind of used to seeing myself. But first impressions, I really, really enjoy it. What would I do to these clubs straight away? I would probably change the shafts, and I'd certainly change the grips on them. The grips that you're going to get with direct to consumer are generally a little bit thinner as far as I'm concerned. I like a little bit of extra tape underneath. But first impressions, considering I'm only using the 9-iron through to 5-iron, I'm really impressed. Now, before we head over to my house and I show you what I've been up to in the last sort of 3 weeks, putting together finishing touches of the putting green, I've just got something that I want to ask of you. There will be 35% of you watching right now who are not actually subscribed to the channel. Now, subscribers to the channel doesn't mean a massive amount, if I'm honest, when it comes to, let's say, views. You want to make sure your views are up. It doesn't really matter whether people are overly subscribed. However, when it comes to dealing with golf courses, to get onto golf courses and working with companies, they look straight at that subscriber count. And the amount of people that are doing this right now is huge. And the growth that people are getting is huge pretty quickly. We're pushing for that 50,000 subscriber number. We're about 1,500 shy now, but I'm desperate to get there in the next few months. So if you're one of those 35% that aren't subscribed, then please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, because that will give you an insight into when we release new videos. And I've just, for a little tip for those of you that are watching this on a TV, just about there, I've put a little QR code for you. You can scan it with your phone and it will take you straight to the channel on your phone, and then you can subscribe from there. Now, to become a subscriber, you need to make sure you have a Gmail account, so you have to log in and do all those sorts of things with YouTube, but it is free. And you will not be bombarded with all that spam messaging from Google themselves. Go in then. Well, welcome everybody to my new putting green. We have finally got it done. This has been a vision of mine for, well, certainly for the last 10 years, I would say, when we first moved into this house. And when I saw the garden, I thought, I've got to somehow get the levels and create the putting green. And we've finally done it. And I feel like that you guys have been on this adventure with me the whole way through, and you've also been pushing me to get it done as soon as I possibly can get it done, and we've finally done it, and here it is. I hope you like what you're seeing, because I absolutely love this new putting green. Now, it was about a year ago to this day where I was looking out at the garden and I was like, Laura, we've got to get this done. And to now look at it in all its glory, it just feels absolutely fantastic, and just having the kids playing on it this last weekend has been superb to see it all unfold. So let me just give you the little guided tour. So just wandering up the steps, if you remember this garden, and I'm going to show you a few clips of some of the drone footage that I had, but we had to put in these walls, and it was pretty much on a slope from the top of that tree there right the way down to the fence line behind us. And I had to create a few different stations. We've got now the net in the corner, which is absolutely brilliant. The kids love it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that area yet, but at the moment it's a net in the corner. Then we've got a little bit of grass at the top here, which again, nothing major, but just enough just to keep the dog happy, should we say. We've got a little area in the corner there, which is for the hammock, because that's where the end of the summer evenings kind of draw in, all the sun gets over into that corner. And then the putting green itself, we've actually got proper grass in here, as in proper golf related grass that I had it ordered in. And we've got the fringe obviously on the outside here, and then it runs through into the putting green, 3 holes that I've put in, and then Bobby insisted that we had to have a goal at the far end. At this moment in time, it's been used more for football than it has golf, unfortunately, but that's going to change, because my plan is to do a few short game videos for you and some putting content. And this is kind of like the whole idea, really. Obviously, it's an area where I can practice myself, but I can do reviews, I can do putting tips for you. So if you've got any ideas of what you want to hear about when it comes to a putter, down there in the comments. By the way, my D-Day hat, which I think is only fitting for this week's Sunday morning show, June the 6th, 80 years. Myself, James Pickard and Paul went over to Omaha Beach actually, and got to see some of the beaches, got to see some of the memorials, and I think it's something that everybody should try at some point in their life and get over there and visit it, because it's quite moving. I have to say, it's quite moving. But I hope you enjoyed this week's Sunday morning show. This week on the channel, myself and Bernie are doing a break pass series from the Jameson Links at Portmarnock. I've really enjoyed putting that one together. It's very much up and down, as you can imagine, on a links golf course in Ireland, trying to break par. It gets a bit emotional at times, and I hope you enjoy that. If you are new to the channel and you like what you're seeing from these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you again next week from Portmarnock.